Hi guys, welcome to today's video, which is my love letter to the original special shades in Pat McGrath Labs' earlier motherships. If you have been following Pat McGrath Labs releases over the years, you know that when I say special shades, I am talking about the shades that typically occupy this quadrant here. Apparently, there were a lot of returns over the years of these very expensive Mothership palettes to Sephora, with customers complaining about their performance, about fallout, about eye irritation. And so I guess Pat McGrath Labs had a choice if they wanted their Mothership palettes and future eyeshadow to be carried in Sephora, that they would have to reformulate and offer a traditional pressed format. And so that is what has happened. If you go out and look at the Sephora site today, if you've been looking around as you prepared to shop for the Sephora Savings event, you may have noticed that there are several motherships that were released a couple of years ago that all show up as new now. It's because they no longer contain what I think is beautiful and truly special Italian baked formula. So why did I call this a love letter? Because I am going to create a look today using Mothership 1, which I think is absolutely stunning. Even if you don't get into this beautiful, brilliant blue here, I absolutely love this palette. And you know, in the last several months, I haven't loved this palette enough, or my other earlier motherships, as I've just been bringing other new items into my collection. And I guess that knowing that these shades are no more, that you can't, I guess, buy them anymore, I want to give more love, meaning usage, to these palettes. So today I am going to create a look using Mothership 1. Over the days to come, I am going to do the same with other Mothership palettes. If you have these palettes, if you want to follow along and just play and enjoy this sort of special moment in makeup history, I hope you'll watch, and let's get into this look. I am going to start off by putting this shade through the crease, and for that, I am going to grab my Refer 16, which is a nice big fluffy brush. This is a really beautiful, cool toned matte that is really, I think, perfect for someone of my coloring to use as a transition shade. And it is blending out beautifully. I am not going to do an evening look today. I am actually, after I finish this up, I am running to my local Sephora to pick up an order. I've got like 4 orders in, you guys, for the Sephora Savings event. None of it eyeshadow, but some really, I think, interesting new products that once I get all of my orders in, I am gonna, of course, do a haul video and a first impressions with you. Okay, so we've got that through the crease. Before I move into any of these sort of satin metallics or special shades, I am going to deepen out the crease a little bit using this black shade that appeared in the first 3 motherships. This is a great shade to lay down if you are going to be using this beautiful blue here, to really make that blue really just pop. It looks absolutely stunning on top of this black, but I am really just going for sort of a grayish tone here. I don't it to be too intense. This is a Refer 01 Mini. And I should have mentioned, I do have eyeshadow primer on. I have never tried Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow primer that has apparently sort of some of the intensifies stick benefits to it. I just prefer to have my one eyeshadow primer from Rare Beauty, and then I can place the Intensify stick just where I want it. And I am going to apply that all over the rest of my lid. And I'm going to do one at a time. I am first going to use this beautiful sort of lavender shade here. And you can see what that looks like. It also has a lot of gray in it. And just tapping that into the black and up into the crease just a bit. I want to get this base down on the Intensify stick one eye at a time before I go back in for special shades. I am now going to take this Skin Show shade here that has a little bit of a gold to it, sort of champagne gold. In some of the Motherships, this does have more of a pinky look. But I am just doing this to add some brightness here to the first third of my eyelid. And the inner corner. Just adding a little bit more of this grayish lavender here. Let me bring this eye up to speed quickly. Grab a flat brush. This is a Refer 28 and pick up that Skin Show shade here to really just sort of refine how I have this going up into the crease here towards our transition shade. I do find that with Pat's shadows, it's sometimes good to apply with both a finger and a brush. You can, work to really get the product on, packed on, if you will, with your finger. And then you can go back in and do that refinement using a brush. Okay, so I think that we are pretty even there. I am going to tell you that I'm kind of wiping, but I am not really seeing a problem with fallout. Before I do some more on the top, I am going to take my Endless Cacao pencil from Makeup Forever and run that along the lash line. And this is just helping me see that, yes, I do in fact have the line that I want for my eyes. I am going to pick up a little bit more of that black and just tap that here at the base of the lash in the outer corner. Now it is time for the special shade. I am gonna grab this one, guys, of course. I mean, but you know what? Let's swatch all the special shades, since this is really a love letter to those shades. I'm just gonna pick up one on each of my fingers. Oh gosh. I I'm speechless. I don't know why. I feel like there's this song I've been hearing. I don't know if it should be playing in the background. It's like, is it love? And it's like, yes, yes, it is love. Oh, just, if you own this palette and you haven't played with it in a while, I encourage you, even if you're not doing this with me today, just enjoy it, even if you're just watching it, and remember how wonderful it was the first time that you laid eyes on it in person and swatched the shades and were just blown away. It's because I just experienced that all over again, and we could all use a little joy in our lives. Okay, so I'm going here, and I am gonna do as Alicia Archer taught me. I am merely going to tap my finger in. I do not need to do this big crazy swirl. I have just picked some up on my finger there. I don't need to put it everywhere. I am simply going to tap in the middle for impact. And I think that you can see what that did. Okay, we must do the other eye. I can't be running to Sephora with my makeup all jacked up, right? So I just went tap, tap, tap right there in the middle. Guys, I want to grab more special shades, but I'm not going to do it, okay? Because I'm going to create multiple videos. We will get into more. I am going to put on some mascara and I will be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. This is the final look for today's video. I am going to list everything that I used today in the description box below. Many of the products that I used were recommendations that I made in my Sephora Savings Event recommendations video. So if you haven't watched that, I'll leave a link to that as well so that you can check that out. But what do you think of the final eye look? You know what? Is it really final? We are going to throw one more special shade in. I am just going to dip my pinky into that and just put a little bit right in the inner corner. Boop. Because why not? Okay, now this is the final look. I hope you have enjoyed this video and that if you did, you will give this video a thumbs up before you leave and that you'll consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching today and stay tuned for other videos in this series. Next up, I will be doing Mothership 2, and maybe I will have to do a nighttime look for that one using that beautiful emerald green over black. I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.